What's up everybody, Kinetic here, and welcome back to Lineage 2 Revolution. In the last video I did a very long and boring kind of informational style video where I was basically breaking down how do you download, how do you install, and basically get access to this, for now, exclusively Korean MMORPG. And I also went through and kind of like demonstrated like how the menus mostly translate to kind of give you a good starting point, right, in case you wanted to go ahead and jump into the game. I'll say this again because I know somebody's going to ask, when is the English release date, stuff like that. Right now it is believed that there will be a global release sometime early next year. So that will include multiple languages, including English, Spanish, German, stuff like that, more than likely. So yeah, just keep an eye open for news like that. Hopefully I'll see it and I'll go ahead and give you guys that info when I get access to it. But for now, let me go ahead and I'm going to show you a lot more gameplay this time. I've unlocked so many new features and have access to so many new game modes in this game that things are getting more interesting than ever. Of course, we have the basic questing, right? The story missions that are broken up into chapters and then kind of sub-chapters. So you'll go through, like, how many is it? Let me just jump to the story menu here. So you'll see, okay, currently now I just started the third chapter, and each chapter has what looks like, I don't know, somewhere around a half dozen or something like that, sub-chapters within them, right? And then you go on to the next chapter. So I've been making quite a bit of progress, and like I said in the previous video, as you go through and you play more and more of the game, then they slowly introduce you to new mechanics and new game modes and things like that. If we go back to the main menu here, and we go down to the bottom left, this icon here, this is the dungeons menu, and I've only unlocked 3, and there's 4 more after that for me to unlock. I'm going to show you guys some of those. I'm also going to show you the first PvP mode that I've unlocked, and also talk about some of the other stuff here that I've unlocked as far as like upgrading and you know, things to do with your skills and stuff like that. But let's start with some cool gameplay, right? So the first thing you guys probably want to see is the PvP, I imagine. Now this isn't anything really special. This is a dual mode, I believe, where me and one other person will fight to the death, and there's no, you can't use any potions, for example, and stuff like that. It's just, you got 1 life to live, and that's it. Whoever goes down first is the loser. And what's interesting about that, and the way that I see this, is these aren't people that are like waiting around in queue or anything like that for PvP. What I'm fighting up against, and so far I've won every time. My my luck is really good, it seems. But so far, I've won every time, and I believe that I'm only fighting AI versions of other players' characters, right? Which isn't necessarily that bad of a thing. I mean, it leaves something to be desired. I would actually really like to fight them rather than just an AI version, but I kind of get it. So what we're looking at here on this main screen, on the left-hand side, you'll see that's my information. There's kind of an emblem that represents my rank, and then there's a bunch of numbers and Korean writing and stuff like that. But you see where it says 24665, that's my combat rating, as I understand it. And if we look on the right-hand side, there's a bunch of other people, their characters, their emblem, rank, and stuff like that. And you can also see, like, 22635, underneath that 23631, that's their combat rating. So you get where this is going. It's basically a measurement of saying who I might have a hard time with and who would be probably very easy. Now, as it is, I've had actually really good luck in facing off against people that are even far higher than my combat rating. Now, I don't know what exactly causes your combat rating to be up or down or things like that, but oh my god, I'm wrecking this guy. I think I just 3-shot him or something like that. Ranger, he's still standing, that's weird. Normally they get knocked down, but Ranger is really badass when it comes to PvP, man. I mean, unless you're fighting off against maybe a mage, then you're up against melee as a ranger using a bow, right? Then the range will always get the first shot, right? And it's just, I don't know. That's every single match right there. Like, I usually win at about 3 or 4 hits, something like that, and it's really, really fast. Should we do that again? Let's let's try against somebody else, because that was so fast. Okay, we're up against a mage this time, so this will be different. That's interesting. It said level 10, though? That's... huh. We'll see what happens. So, I mean, this fighting is automated, of course, for... wow. For, the opponent, and it's also automated for me as far as, like, when, you know, my character runs in to engage. I can still control things. I can still activate skills if I want to, move around or whatever, but really it's just, it's a Zerg fight, like one against another, and, I don't know, it's pretty fun. Maybe that's just because I keep kicking everybody's ass. I don't know, but that's the dueling PvP or whatever for the game so far. As you can see, there's 2 other modes that I have to get involved in, and I'm not sure what is going to be the unlocking factor for those modes. I wonder actually if one of those might be guild versus guild, because there is a clan guild system here, and I still haven't messed with this, but I'm going to one of these days. Right now I've just been focused on progression and stuff like that. Let's go back to the dungeon. Actually, you know what? Before we jump into the dungeon menu, I want to show you guys, like, kind of like my usual routine, like when I log in. And I log in like anywhere from 1 to 3 or more times a day, and then almost always there's like things like login rewards, daily login rewards, like loyalty, like per amount of time. That's what this is right here. I wasn't sure in the last video, like, what is this? But basically, you see the look just over there on the far right? You've got the that yellow kind of golden vial potion looking thing, right? And then underneath that, there's a number that says 60 and then something. That means 60 minutes. And then the previous one was 40, 15, and 5. So basically, after 5 minutes, I get a reward. After 15 minutes of being logged in, not just in one session, but in total, I believe, then I keep getting rewards. So as you're playing the game, right, and you're staying logged in, you're getting rewards, which is kind of cool. And here's the daily rewards. So just once per day, like, you'll log in and take one of those rewards. There are so many rewards like this for coming back into the game, staying in the game, coming back the next day and stuff like that. Like, you have refreshing events that you can do. For example, actually that would be related to the dungeon stuff. Like, here there's a mode where basically I can repeat fighting bosses that I've fought before, and the first time I can repeat it for free, and however many times I decide to do it, every time I'll get the reward for killing that boss. Like, okay, so here's a dragon, and you can see there's like a golden bar kind of looking thing shining with blue around it. That's the reward if I defeat him, and that's the same icon you can see at the top tab for every one of these monsters. Now, you first encounter them in the story, right? And then again, like I said, you can come back here, repeat the fight for free, and then you'll get that reward if you want to continue doing that, if you need more of these materials, for example. From that point on, after the first bout, whatever you want to call it, then it's going to cost you these pink gems right here. You can see there's the pink gem on the green button, and it says 200, and you can see the same is up there at the top. That's a kind of resource that you can spend to repeat fighting these enemies and continue to get those resources. And then I believe I already mentioned that over here on the left hand side, this is the difficulty that you can select, and yeah, so there's a lot of replayability in these missions. Now, actually, the interesting thing is that these monsters, I believe all of these guys that I have fought, have been part of what seems to be a kind of trial, a trial dungeon that I encounter at certain points in the story. I'll get invited to come to this like kind of little arena area by this woman, and then she'll want me to go like clear out some basic enemies, like I guess as a warm-up or whatever, and then I fight a boss like every single time in this little kind of arena deal. And then upon completing, like I said, then they become a boss that I can repeat to kill here in this menu for more of the resources that they give. So that's really cool. I dig that. I definitely dig that. What I need to do, hang on just a second. I need to finish checking all my other rewards and stuff like that. This here is the achievement section where I can basically get goodies for having performed certain achievements. There's like 1,000 gold and some some XP. These red dots are so important to follow. Like, every time you see a red dot, click it. Click on where that red dot is taking you, and it will take you to something that you can claim more than likely. Here we go. Here's some other kind of congratulations, you've completed these objectives or achievements. Here's some more rewards. Like I said, there's just so much of this stuff. This over here, see the skull and crossbones here? This is by far the most confusing thing for me right now. I have no idea what this is. I translated the basic title of it to Monster Book or something like that, and what it's telling me is so confusing. Like, the Korean to English translation, it just does not make any sense. But it's like, these are named enemies that I have found somewhere, like some kind of elite monsters, like throughout the game, perhaps like going through the story mode or something like that. And now they've been added here to this monster book. Now, for whatever reason, like, look at this spider here, like with the A rank. He's got a blue button. I should really translate this. And he's got a blue button that I can click, and then it does something. Let's just go ahead and click it. Yeah, I have no idea what that is. Before I show you guys some more of the dungeon gameplay, I really want to just like quickly go through and show you some of the other cool features that I've unlocked for my character. This is a gem socketing feature. Here you can see on the left hand side, that's all of the items that I have equipped right now, and you can also see there are like these colored socket rings. So depending on the piece of gear and depending on the color of the socket, I may be able to, as I've done here before, add gems to these sockets. And you can tell like when you can and can't socket something because they'll either be highlighted or not highlighted at all. In this case, this is cool. So on my earrings, it looks like I can add this blue gem. So I'll go ahead and click that. And then the button in the middle, I have no idea what the other buttons do. I tried them and I didn't understand. But clicking this button here in the middle, there you go. Now you can see the blue gem has now been... Oh, there we go. Now it did it. Yep. Now the blue gem has been socketed into the earrings, and my combat rating has gone up. So that is quite cool. I'm not sure what this is. I'm sure they will probably like give me a tutorial for it later. This game is really good at giving you tutorials. Every time you've unlocked a new feature or something like that, they're like, okay, now this is how you do this. Let me see. Is there anything else? I think that's pretty much... Oh, no, whoa. One more thing, guys. These skills, right after I finished making that last video, I unlocked this feature. And basically, what you will get is you'll earn these SP gems, which I believe are skill point gems, by doing certain things throughout the game, and then you can spend them to upgrade your skills. So, for example, here I've got this is not my bow skill, but I believe it's a racial skill or something like that. This blue icon skill here. And what I can do is I can spend 3k gold and 20 SP gems, and then I'll be able to level this up by clicking the green button right there. There we go. Now it's level 4. And something also recently that just happened today, underneath on the next tab below, what I've found is there are these pages right here that you can earn, and they get added to what I am kind of guessing is your general skill book. And once you've added enough pages, once you've collected and added enough pages to this book, then you unlock a new skill. This, like I said, this just happened, and that gave me access finally to this this third bow and arrow skill, this purple one that you see right here. I just got this, and I got the open unlocked socket at the same time, so that was quite cool. And also, I was kind of confused as to why I have all of these other weapons and the potential skills that I could unlock listed here for my ranger character. And but then I also noticed from my inventory, if we go here to my character, I also noticed that I'm actually collecting some other... Whoops, wrong menu. I'm actually collecting some other classes' weapons. now for some reason. Just only recently. It hasn't been like that since the very beginning. But now you can see here I've got a sword and shield. I've got a two-hand axe, and I've also got dual swords that it seems that I can equip. Actually, let's go ahead and we'll click on my third loadout. We'll click on the swords. There we go. Now I'm dual wielding swords as a ranger, and I noticed something somewhere around the web saying something that you can unlock maybe other classes or something like that. Like perhaps there's a multi-class system here in the game. I mean, I'm seriously just starting to kind of get wind of this. Yeah, look at that. That's awesome. All right, I've switched back to my my bow loadout. Let's go ahead and I'll take you guys to. This is more than likely this tower-looking one. This is probably an infinite tower mode. Every ARPG and MMO is doing this now. It seems like, especially games out of Korea, which is totally fine. I love infinite tower climb modes. So right now I'm currently up to level 9, and I'll unlock level 10 soon. And I haven't done this in a while, so this is probably going to be really easy. But of course, every floor that you clear, you get rewards, and it progressively gets harder and harder as you go, right? Now, what usually happens, I've seen, is that... Oh yeah, I'm totally destroying these things. You'll face off against a few waves like this of enemies, and then after like the third wave, I think, or something like that, then a boss will appear. What's interesting that happened before is I fought all these different bosses on different levels, like 1 through 4 or something like that. And then I think on the 5th level, like it was entirely made up of the bosses that I had just defeated plus a new boss. It was like a boss level, a boss fight level, which I thought was kind of cool. And yeah, I don't even need to buff myself because I'm wrecking this ogre, or this orc. It's going down. Oh yeah. As it is now, I'm trying not to over buff my gear or over upgrade my gear and make myself too powerful for two reasons. For one, I don't want to make the game too easy, and two, I never really know when my next upgrade piece may be. I might get like a new body armor piece that finally replaces some old gear that I've been using, maybe get a new weapon or something like that, jewelry or whatever, and I want to make sure that I still have a good supply of armor or weapons that can be fused into my new good item, and polish as well that can be used. The polish is really good. You'll get like a few levels for sure when using the polish compared to just sacrificing armor. And there we go. That was a whole nother level cleared, and that was just like before. Like maybe it's every 5th level, I'm guessing now. That you'll refight all of the previous bosses on the previous 4 floors, and then a 5th new boss. So that's quite cool. There you go. So there's a tower climb feature for you. Now this right here, this third one on the right, these are zones that I can go into, and I'm meant to, according to what I've translated here, I'm meant to kill like a certain type of enemy, and I'm looking for 2 of them, like elite versions or something like that. And if I can, then there'll be this reward. Like I'll get the 3k gold, 10k experience, and whatever this red gem is. Maybe that's like a gem that gets socketed or something like that. But also underneath that, you'll see that there is a timer, which is now empty, but it started off at 30 minutes. Let me just jump in here, and show you guys what I mean. So there's like this weird 30-minute timer that, like, even when it expires, and it is expired now, as you can see, I'm still allowed to be here, but this hot time, as it's calling itself, right, is apparently a factor in this. And I've managed to find only one of the 2 of these elite spiders that I'm meant to find here. But it's not just spiders. You can see that there's bats, there are skeleton warriors, there are werewolves, there's all these different enemy types in different sections of this realm, right? And you'll also see, like just back there, there's a bunch of people that are here, and they're farming the crap out of these enemies. And I'm guessing that perhaps you need to kill a certain amount of them. We found the spiders, the spider area. I guess you have to kill maybe a certain amount of them, or something like that, perhaps in order to get an elite to spawn, or maybe there's a drop that we're trying to get, which is actually my better theory, I think, on what's actually going on here. But you can see there's a bunch of people here, and we're just murdering these spiders, like one after another. They're level 25 spiders, so soloing them is possible, but it's also going to drain you really, really quickly of things like your potions or whatever, which you can easily replenish. Actually, I've been meaning to say that for a while now. I discovered when I ran out of my health potions, the red potion down there, all I had to do was click on the health potion slot right there, and it would give me the option to just go ahead and buy more health potions without actually needing to visit an NPC. So that's very, very convenient. If you run out of health potions or MP potions, whatever, then all you gotta do is just click it again and you'll get more. I don't think it works like that with that, with the purple vial, whatever, soul dragon buff thing. Those you get by completing things like story missions or whatever. And when I activate it, and I'll go ahead and do it, when I activate it, it's a continuous buff that drains away my vial count, if you will, and empowers my attacks. But I don't actually need to do that here. I usually save those for more tougher encounters. There's plenty of people here right now, and so yeah, I don't need to waste those. But yeah, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on here, but basically you're meant to come here, you're meant to farm a type of enemy until you get something. Like, I've got 1 of 2 of something. Maybe it was a special spider, like elite spider or whatever that spawned, and I was there to kill it, or they're dropping something like on a very, very, very rare basis, and you need 2 of them or something like that. You are gaining XP from this very, very small amounts of XP, but you are getting XP, so it's not a complete waste. Not really. And if anything, it's kind of like a good it's a good game mode to get used to maybe party mechanics a little bit more, and to really practice through this grind how best to play your class. Like I've noticed if I just let my character, for example, run through and constantly AI itself, right, just like automatically run to enemies or whatever, she will more than likely like straight up run right in the enemy's face and then start taking damage, where of course, since I'm ranged, I want to try and keep my distance. I want to try and at least stay to the side or behind like this, right, of the enemies, so that way I'm not getting hit. Like, I'll also pull aggro like this too, and if I'm not paying attention, I could totally get wrecked. But let the melee guys, you know, tank for you. That's what they do. These enemies are easily distracted, it seems, and so you just need to reposition yourself and get into a spot that doesn't put you in danger. Otherwise, like I said, you'll be burning through your pots and stuff like that. And even though it's not that big of a deal, it's just inefficient, in the very least, right? And isn't good gameplay on your part. So there you go, guys. There is some other kind of dungeon mode that I've unlocked. I don't fully understand it, but I think it's quite cool, and I'm really interested to see more of the other game modes and what they are offering, and try to translate my way through it, or trial and error or something like that, until I finally understand what's going on. But that is going to wrap it up for this video. I'm just going to collect a bunch of rewards, log off, and start cutting and editing this video together for you guys. Once again, this is Lineage 2 Revolution, currently available for Korean players in Korean language only. However, you can get access to this game. You can download it, you can play it, and hopefully through watching my videos, you'll be able to kind of follow what I'm doing, so that way you understand what the hell is going on here. But if you don't want to go through all the trouble, and if you prefer to have English language in your face, for example, then you're gonna have to wait. We are hearing that next year we're going to get a global release of Lineage 2 Revolution, and I hope that that's true, and I hope that it is, in fact, early next year, because I would love to know what's going on here more, and not have to spend so much time translating and stuff like that to understand the game. That'd be great. Yeah, I'd like that. Until then, though, let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. Click the like button to support these Lineage 2 Revolution videos here on the channel, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next video. Thanks again for watching. This is Kinetic, and I'll see you next time.